Let's see if we can figure out how to know things. The stack might change. Not a commitment. Let's start here. Descartes tells us that once in your life, at least, everybody needs to take stock, review all the beliefs that they have, and see which ones we know to be true, which ones it's possible to doubt, and then from there, which ones we can build on, and which ones are we have good reason to believe. But we need to take stock, and in particular, right off the bat, and this is what I want us to walk through together here. We'll do the first meditation together right now. We're going to try to review all the beliefs in our mind and see which we have zero reason to doubt, which ones we can put 100% confidence in. This is not the end goal. The end goal isn't to shave things down to just, what's absolutely certain and discard the rest. The idea is to go through this exercise to know what is what you're capable of knowing with absolute certainty and how. We're going to talk through the meditations a little bit, but Descartes first wrote a work, Discourse on Method. Method is a big piece of philosophy. It's kind of a subgenre of philosophy that's kind of gone out of fashion, but it was very big in the early modern European thought. Okay, so he's giving us these meditations, but as a way to kind of discover for ourselves a method to knowing. Actually, what's going on, Descartes thinks that we've all been brainwashed. Philosophy has gone wildly off track in his day, he thinks. And there's really no way through but to clear out all the garbage and build on fresh foundations. Okay, the secret that he's not willing to tell just anyone. There's drama to this, right? Oh gosh, the letter I have in it. The secret that he's not willing to tell to just anyone is that the meditations destroy the philosophy of the day. He's attempting something really rather radical. In fact, when he hears how other philosophers who are doubting Aristotle, including Galileo, who are raising questions to the establishment, to the established language of philosophy, really is what's going on. We need to talk a different language to make progress. He starts to, and I don't mean a literal language, but he does move from Latin to French. But we need to do away with the Aristotelian terms, the terms coming from Aristotle, and set out with a new set of principles to build on. That's what he's trying to do here. Really interesting letter he writes to Mersenne. Add these titles to the meditations, that this one's on the existence of God. I'm channeling my dissertation advisor here, Roger Ariev, who's anyway. Hi, Roger, if you see this. Add these titles. This one proves that. This one proves God exists. That one proves that material things exist finally. And okay, add these titles. For these are the things to which I want people to pay most attention. But I think I've included many other things. And I'll tell you, Mersenne, this is a private letter, I'll tell you, just between the two of us, that these 6 meditations contain all the foundations of my physics. A radically different way of looking at the world, Descartes says. It starts by focusing on how we can know. Because the way they'd been seeing the world up to then, Descartes couldn't make sense of everything that he thought needed made sense of. So the foundations of my physics are included here, of a radically different way of seeing things. But it will not do to say this, if you please. For those who favor Aristotle would perhaps find it more difficult to approve of my meditations. And I hope that those who read them will accustom themselves insensibly. Descartes is trying to get people used to thinking of how the mind works in these terms without realizing that it leads away from Aristotle. So that's the goal here. So what does he do? He starts, right? He makes a guide, a kind of practice, right? A handbook to practice. It's a work of art, really. I mean, that he works his work on method and the starting of this radical new world into the genre of a meditation handbook of the style that Saint Teresa might write in the interior castle. Anyway, so he describes a solitary person going through this practice and discovering the insights that one finds this way. So, it begins with doubt. Descartes, and we're not going to go that deep into Descartes. Well, who knows what we'll do. I'm a creature of whim. But the point that he's trying to get us to see is we want to review the beliefs in our mind, review everything that we believe to be true until we can discover the nugget of certainty, till we can discover the thing we can't be wrong about. We're going to look through all the things that we believe to identify something that has to be knowledge. No, that definitely counts as knowledge. We're looking for it. Okay. And then we can start looking at that thing and saying, what are the properties? How do I know it's knowledge? What gives me that certainty? That's how the exercise is going. So we're trying to distinguish between the things that can possibly be doubted, even unreasonably, right? This is a practice to understand how the mind works, to understand what knowledge is. We're not looking for the perfect catalog of all the true things. No, we're going to ignore a lot of things that in ordinary times we're going to consider to be true. So anyway, so it's going to start with doubt, and it's going to get real radical, real fast. All right, the first, you know what, this needs its own, part 2 coming in a moment.